What's going on, guys? So this is a more quality video than usual. Yeah, I'm filming this on a new camera that I've got and a new microphone and a new tripod. You know, I was only going to really save it for doing videos that are, I guess, you know, not video journals. Video journals are supposed to be like raw and uncut and like just fucking, you know, just there it is. It's just my self-expression, however it comes out. You know, I've tried doing like sort of main channel videos. If you don't know, this channel that this video is on is basically a secondary channel, really. It's just me to sort of express my thoughts, get them across. But the other channel, which is Jasper Thinks at the moment, which I don't like the title, so I might change. The other channel, I don't really know what to do on it. I don't really know what I want my main work to be. And I've tried, you know, filming myself and talking, but like more professionally and, you know, with a more clear outcome rather than just sort of like whatever comes off the top of my tongue, you know. But that just never seems to work. If I'm trying to be, you know, somebody that I'm not. If I'm trying to, you know, do you know what I mean? So this is interesting. Doing a video journal that I usually do on my phone, just like fucking holding it or whatever. I'm doing it on this camera now. I guess there's not much difference, but yeah, I don't know. I guess when I'm doing like if I'm trying to do like a video for a main channel video, it's like I've got to get it perfect. It's got to be correct. But here I'm just like, oh, whatever comes out. If there's silence for 2 minutes, fuck it, leave it in, you know. But yeah. So I don't know what I'm talking about here today. Today I went to a psychologist. Believe it or not. I worked up the courage to go. It's interesting because the way I'm speaking now is a lot more free and open than the way that I was speaking to the psychologist earlier today. You know, talking to him, there's a sense of sort of like guilt or shame within me. Like these things that I were expressing were things that I've, you know, repressed, kept down within me. Things that I don't like to look at, you know, my shadow side. And also not expressing the things that I do openly because of the fear of judgment. But yeah, I mean, these things are the things that I need to express in this. I mean, this is the whole point of doing it. And, you know, I don't know the reason for going. I mean, life, you know, everyone's brought up into this world with problems. With our shadow side, the side that we repress down and find hard to accept, the part that we find we just can't, it's just too dark. We don't want to accept it. We don't want to say that that's us. We want to push it away. We want to sweep it under the rug. But it seems to me that these things are an entry into more fulfilling peace and happiness. You know, you go through the door of repressed emotions and fear, and you're gonna get fucking thrown into this world, and it's gonna be fucking terrifying. But then you come out of it, and it's like, fucking hell, I've been through some shit. I got through that, and I've integrated some of it. You know, we all know it. We all know that facing your fears is the best way to grow. It's the best way to improve. Right? You don't need any sort of technique. Like, you're searching online, like, how do I be less anxious? How do I not be depressed? Or, you know, all these things. Well, you know, you don't need any of that. You know, this is my experience, is that, you know, for the last, I guess, few years I've just been like on like YouTube and Google and Reddit and stuff, you know, like just looking up my problems and seeing other people's opinions on these things. But at the end of the day, you can learn all about this stuff and you become like a, you know, you've got all these intellectual words and you can be like, oh yes, I know what's happening in your psychology right now. This is happening, and you do it to yourself. It's like, well, I'm doing this, and then you judge yourself for not doing it. It's like, oh, if I know why I shouldn't feel guilt, or if I know why I shouldn't be anxious and I'm still anxious, what the fuck, there must be something wrong with me, and you fucking start beating yourself up, which is not the way to go about it. So, you know, in my experience, what it comes down to is just, you know, getting rid of all that and going based on your own experience. Like, why am I anxious? And not just questioning why, but going and doing what you fear, basically. Facing your fears. You know, forget all the self-help things. Just write down on a piece of paper what you're unhappy about. What do you fear? There's a lot. There's a lot. And what do you want to prioritize? What do you want to focus on the most? That's the thing. I guess it's also important to write down what's positive, what you are happy about in life. Sometimes that can actually be even harder, because we're so sort of ungrateful in this Western world, maybe, at least, I don't know. I feel like we're so ungrateful, like we've got all these things that are good, that are working in our lives, except we just oversee them because, you know, we focus on the negative, and it's like, yeah, my life's all right, but look at all this negative. Only if all these negative aspects were healed, then could I be truly happy. And this is hard. This is a hard thing for me, anyway. Is that I don't focus a whole lot on what I have grown from or what I'm good at. I do just focus on sort of the darkness of life. And I guess I do it because I can, because it exists, and I want to find the truth. I want to find meaning in suffering. Why do we suffer? What is the point of suffering? Why does suffering exist? You know, it exists, so it must exist for a reason, do you know what I mean? I guess I'm just very interested in it. I don't want to just dismiss it and be like, I'm just going to be blissfully ignorant and go about my day just thinking about all the positive things. I guess it's trying to find that balance. It's hard to find that balance sometimes, of being grateful for what you have, what you've grown from, but also working on what you need to integrate and what isn't working. And sometimes it's hard to even see what isn't working, because it's like, for me anyway, I've repressed a lot of it. And so I've repressed it into like the unconscious, so it's hard for me to be conscious of it. And it just shows up as, you know, negative emotions or just apathy. And I'm not conscious of what it is. It's like, oh, here's this emotion again, here's this frustration, here's this nihilism or something. And it's hard to see what it has stemmed from, what the root cause of it is, and all the contents about it, and yeah, just the meaning behind it. What is this? And a lot of it is repressed down into the unconscious. I don't want to be thinking about that. You know, if I want to survive, to be thinking about this stuff is just going to bring me down, you know. It's a natural instinct to repress, I guess. I mean, everything's natural. Everything's natural, everything's nature. So it's all totally fine, it's all nature. So yeah, went to a psychologist. I guess for the main reason to just sort of speak about my problems, to express them to somebody else. Because like I can do it on camera, but I guess it's a bit different, isn't it? I don't really know. Like, I mean, it's the first session, and so it was basically just me regurgitating my problems, and him trying to understand, get a good understanding of where I'm at. Right, so there's not a whole lot of progress going there, but you know, it's the first session, you gotta fucking start somewhere. So it's gonna be interesting anyway. And I realise that it's not gonna be the end all be all. It's not gonna cure me from anything, but I think it's gonna give me a better sense of confidence within myself to do what I need to do, I suppose. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes and see. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Fucking, we'll see. Don't know what else to say. I guess another thing is the sense of alienation, the sense of being outside of the norm. You know, when you start getting into spirituality and psychedelics, it's like, fucking hell, mate. And you come out of a psychedelic experience and you look back at the world and it's like, fucking hell, it's crazy. All the ignorance that you see. But then you see it in yourself and it's like, fuck. I've got to do something about this. I've got to be some sort of fucking spiritual warrior where I fucking anchor that light that I've seen that is true and bring it into myself so I can start giving that to society. And oftentimes it can be alienating. People don't fucking know what you're doing. And it's hard to talk about what you're doing because people don't, you know, people are on the inside and it seems like you're on the outside. And it's very fucking interesting for me to talk about this and know whether this has just been really egotistical. Like, yes, I'm on the outside of society. I see everything. I see all the faults and the ignorance. But then is it, you know, actually, am I seeing this truly? Is it, you know, to what extent? I mean, I get that my ego's playing a big role in this. I mean, of course it is. But at the same time, you know, I guess I need that deep connection, that community, that you know, people who've taken psychedelics, people who've explored a bit of spirituality, you know, who understand this sort of way of thinking. So yeah, I don't know. Here's a video journal for ya. That's all from me. Drop a fucking comment if you want. Like this video and comment how good this camera is. It's got fucking autofocus. See, look at that. You know, can't complain. Better than my fucking HTC 10 phone. So, yep, like, comment, share, fucking rate. You fucking wish. If